Hey you guys, what's going on? It's your girl Queen Motivation, and I am just coming through just to drop a brief message. I promise I will not keep you long, but I really wanted to go ahead and deliver this message while it was on my heart, while it was on my spirit, and while it was embedded in my soul. This message may be for you, and this message may be for somebody else. It may not be for you right now, but sooner or later it may be for you. So in the present moment of this message that I'm delivering right now, I wanted to start off by telling somebody that I'm very proud of you and to keep up with your journey. Don't let anybody talk you out of what it is that you're doing, because only you know what is good for you. Only you know what is best for you. And in your season of healing, the journey is very crucial. You have to be very observative of every person that comes into your life. You have to be very observing of the conversations that you have. You can't just go off and have any kind of conversation when you're in your healing phases. When you're working on yourself and you're dealing with yourself, you're going to have to deal with some humiliation. Because before you can get to the period of humbleness, you got to go through the period of humiliation. And when you're going through that period of humiliation, other people are not going to understand why you're going through it. Other people are not going to understand why you're putting yourself out there. Other people are not going to understand why you are exposing yourself. But I'm telling you, it's because there's a greater opportunity out there when you allow yourself to be orchestrated by the Word of God. Now, hear me out when I say this. I did a video previously called Getting Through the Lives. And when I did that video, at first I was so scared because I did not know how this video was going to come off. I do know that I'm still being attacked and persecuted by people who obviously have not found no healing within themselves, because my story is my story. And if my truth is affecting you, then I really don't know what to say to you or for you. But I do wish you the best, and I do pray for you, and I pray that you find healing, because the miserable soul is going to try to keep everybody miserable. So I rebuke all miserable souls away from me. I don't deal with low vibrational people because I don't have the energy. I put in too much work to bring my vibrations high to allow somebody with low vibrations to bring me down. When you work on yourself, when you work through yourself, when you work with yourself, and God works for you and with you and through you, you look at things different. You deal with people different. Your conversations don't even be the same. People be trying to make you mad, and they be tugging on you, tugging on you, tugging on you. And the most you can do is say, you know what? I wish you nothing but the best. I hope that you find peace within yourself, and I hope that you find healing. Excuse me. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people be mad with themselves. It don't have anything to do with you. They be mad with themselves. They be dealing with their own trials and tribulations. They be dealing with their own storms. They be going through a lot. Stuff you don't even know they're going through. So they taking their frustrations out on you. They projecting how they really feel about themselves onto you. So a lot of the time when somebody wrong you or say something to you or make you feel a certain type of way, don't even take it personal. You got better things to do than to allow somebody else to have control over the way you think, over the way you speak, and over the way you move. You have to protect yourself in everything that you do. You got to be mindful of what you say. You got to be mindful of what you take in. You are in a very crucial time of your life where you can't take anything for granted. It's a lot of people that lost their lives. It's a lot of people that lost their belongings. It's a lot of people out here going through it. They are struggling. But you are finding ways to persevere through persecution. So stay on the right path. Forgive those people who hurt you. Forgive them. You got other things to do. You don't have time to be harboring over past feelings, over past emotions, over things that broke you many, many years ago. You don't have time to be focusing on that or dwelling on that. You got to get over that. I had to make some hard decisions, okay? And I'm gonna explain to you what I mean by making some hard decisions. I had to get up off my high horse, and I had to step down a little bit, and I had to go into a mode where I wasn't even ready to go into, baby. You got to apologize to some people. You're not even going to understand why you apologizing to people, but you got to apologize to some people. You got to forgive some people that you never thought you would have had to forgive. Baby, it is a work in healing, okay? Healing don't just come overnight. And another thing about healing, you going to get some things revealed to you about yourself that you're not going to like. But when you're really ready to heal and you are really ready to move on to the next journey and you are ready to be separated from the past you, You're going to have to accept those things about yourself. You're going to have to work on those things. You're going to have to come to grips with some things about yourself that shows you as an ugly individual. The moment you get through those things and realize, okay, you know what? There's something about me that's ugly and I need to correct it. There's something about me that I know is not good, so let me correct it. You got to start working on yourself. It's going to take some work, and it's not going to happen overnight. You might not see progress for the next 2-3 years, maybe 4 or 5 years. You may not see no progress, but don't stop. Just because you don't see the progress, don't stop. Keep pushing through it. The process is for a reason. Keep pushing through it. When you cooking meat, you got to go through the process of seasoning it. You got to go through the process of doing all that stuff. But it's not going to cook itself. You have to prep it. And when you prep it and preparing it, you're putting it in the oven and you're waiting for it to be done. You're waiting for it to be finished. You can't take it out when it's not done because it's not going to be good. That's the same thing with life. When you're going through life, you got to go through the process. You're not going to see progress right away. But you got to stay in the fire. You got to stay in it. You got to stay in whatever it is that you're in until you come out of it. Don't come out half cooked, because when you come out half cooked, it's not going to be good. Stay in there until it's done. Stay in there until you hear well done. Stay in there until you know that that assignment that you started is completed. Don't give up and don't give in to temptations. Fight all that stuff. I'm telling y'all, it's more to life than to be bitter, miserable, mad, upset, a bully, fighting on people that don't have no fight with you, going after people that's not even trying to go after you, attacking people who's never done anything to you but love you and be honest and truthful. If you're dealing with somebody that's triggering, remove them. Look, we don't got time to be wasting and playing. We got things to do. We got a mission, and it's time for you to get off of your do nothing and do something. You got greater work to do than to sit here and cry about something that happened to you years ago, days ago, months ago. I'm not telling you to not feel your emotions. I'm just telling you, don't stay there. Don't stay in those brokenness. Don't stay in that place of darkness. Don't stay in that place where you can't be used, where you can't be healed. Because everything that you have ever been through is setting you up for something great as long as you stay in it. You have to stay in it. Do not get out no matter how hard it is. I got in fire and I got out. I got in hard situations, I got out. I dealt with a lot of hardships, I got out. And every time I got out, I had to start all over again. If you don't have to start over again, stay in the course. Stay in the race. Continue to strive. Continue to push. There's something greater on the other end of that finish line, but you got to complete the race. Complete the race no matter how hard it is. If your legs give out, get up and keep pushing. If you run out of breath, catch your breath and keep pushing. If you feel weak, find strength and keep pushing. Don't let anybody talk you off the edge. You work so hard to get to this place of healing. Who cares how they feel about you? Who cares what they say about you? Who cares about any of that? How they feel about you has absolutely nothing to do with you. That's a feeling that they have to work with. If I can expose myself and still go through life not worrying about what the next person got to say about me, you can do it too. People are going to talk about you, whether you're doing good or bad. But if you depend on what people say about you, you will never get ahead in life. Focus on the greater things, okay? The greater things. Release all that bitterness, that negative mentality, all that unnecessary guilt and shame and frustration. Get rid of all of it. We got better things to do than to dwell and focus on what we have no control over. Okay? That was the quick message that I wanted to push out. I hope this message touched somebody, and I hope that it has a healing point to somebody that's struggling with healing. But while you're in the course of healing, be very mindful of who you communicate with. Be very mindful of who you hang with. Listen, you ain't got to still hang with your friends because those been your friends for years. You ain't got to stay in that relationship because you've been with him or her for 3, 4, 5 years. Listen, when growth occurs, Baby, people are going to fall off and drop like flies. Sometimes you ain't even got to remove people. Your growth will allow these people to remove themselves. So keep growing and don't worry about nothing else. I be having people still attacking me to this day, baby. They be trying to tear me up with their words, and I spit something so sweet to them and something so nice. Because you can't break a soul that's already been broken. Listen, I done been broken. I done been down. I done been hurt. I done been there. I'm not going to let you or anybody else take me back to a point of my life where I felt like a nobody, where I felt like I couldn't get ahead, where I felt like I was doomed forever. I'm not going to let nobody take me back to that place where I once was. That was an ugly, dark place. I would never let anybody get me back to that place. And this message is to tell you, don't let anybody get you back into a dark place after you work so hard to get into the light. Don't let somebody get you back into a broken place after you work so hard to heal. Don't let somebody get you back into a place where you are unhealed and you go back into a place of toxic patterns because they're dealing with some things about themselves. Don't let somebody coerce you into being messed up, to being tired, to being broken, to being pissed, to being exhausted, to being drained. Don't let somebody else's broken mentality coerce you to have a broken mentality. You've worked hard. Keep working. Keep pushing. The progress is going to pay off. You just got to stay in the race. You got to stay in it. You cannot let somebody tell you anything different. You got something that you're working on, and keep working. I'm working on something because I know that there's something greater on the other side. I can't help how people feel about me. I can't help if people talk about me. I can't help if people don't respect me. I can't help if people don't forgive me. That's something I can't help. Your problem with me is a problem for you, not a problem for me, because I got something better to do. And if you can't forgive me for the things that I did, I'm so sorry. I pray that you find it in your heart to forgive me for the benefit of yourself. Not even for the benefit of me, but for the benefit of yourself. Because you can't allow people to have power over your emotions because they can control the way you move, the way you speak, the way you operate just by their appearance. An appearance should make you move into a negative mindset. An appearance should make you want to be evil. An appearance should make you want to attack. An appearance, regardless of what it is, should make you still want to love that individual. You work too hard. So keep working. You're going to get there. Just don't give up, okay? Queen Motivation signing off. I love you guys. Stay blessed. Stay easy. Stay prayed up. Get in the word. Connect yourself with like-minded people. If you know that that's not where you belong, don't go there. If you know that's not the conversation you're supposed to be having, don't have it. Don't set yourself up for failure if you know that you're in a position to win.